Man, we started off with 24 skaters at the beginning of the season. 8 now have the opportunity to call themselves a champion.
Rob Dyrdek, I know this is what you built Street League for these moments. Your thoughts?
This is truly what it's about. $200,000 and the title is Street League champion.
Street League is the highest level of professional competitive skateboarding.
The competition aspect of skateboarding that up really until Street League wasn't really all that important. Prior to this, it was a really antiquated system.
Let's see what he's got. Oh!
Even like billiards champions up until, Street League basically were getting paid double and triple what a professional skateboarder would make in a competition. What Rob did was say, well, at least let me give these guys opportunities to make a living, to change their life. You could win a Street League contest or two, and there's your house down payment.
Of course it'd be dope to win 200 grand. It's a lot of money.
Becoming a Street League champion is the most prestigious thing that can happen in all of competitive skateboarding.
Every guy who's there at Street League is as good as it gets on this planet Earth.
It's a 3-man race between Sean Malto, Nigel Houston, and Chris Cole.
I wanted to make it where 8 guys make it to the championship and it's a winner take all. This way, each year it's the biggest contest in the history of skateboarding, where it doesn't matter how good you've done all year, can you be the best on this day? And if you are the champion forever.
Championship moment right here.
Stakes are high. Let's see if he can hold on.
Sean Malto is our new champ. Look at all his homies going to give him love. He's the champion.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen.
This was just the first contest. I was like 12 or 13. It's just funny because my parents just rolled up, had a full picnic, umbrella, lawn chairs, cooler, and my mom and dad still go to all the Street Leagues, so it's, they're at every contest still, and they've been to almost every contest I've ever been in, so they're always been supportive. They're always down for skating.
A lot has changed in the years since he won. For him personally, in terms of his sponsors and probably what's expected of him. He just got on Nike. And Nike is about putting people on the podium.
I would say every single one of these guys that are in there can win. That's what's scary about this contest. It all comes down to the day, how you feel that day, how the board falls on your feet that day. You see people under pressure that you don't really get to see under pressure that often, and it's more or less a free-for-all of the best skaters in the world. Street skating is just all about finding cool spots all around the world just that aren't really meant for skating.
John Malto is all style and class. He's a guy that wants to win really bad and never shows it on the outside. He's just incredibly competitive, and that's why he's been the champion before and one of the guys who's won before.
It's obvious why he won last year. Sean was consistent. He didn't fall throughout the whole contest. I mean, he was the only guy to not bail. He might not have done the most technical trick or the craziest trick, but that means Sean could do it again.
Stay here, relax.
Good night, Scrape.
This is the bunny he has custody of.
It was funny.
Sweet.
Right there.
Whose is it?
It's mine.
There was a girl bought Nigel a bunny, and then they don't see each other anymore, so now we have. She's gotten big. Her name's Ripta.
Yep.
The big checks that they give you for first place. It's crazy because in street league, like normally in contest you'll get like a first or you'll get like a second and third place trophy and whatnot, but like you're so bummed when you don't win street league because you only get like a trophy and that kind of stuff when you get first place, you know. But yeah, that's the big guy right there. Hopefully we'll get another one this year. Missed out on the one last year. This thing's so heavy, like can't even carry it. It's insane. Yeah, this is the 2010 one. I definitely want to win it really bad because of what happened last year. I won the first 3 and unfortunately wasn't able to win the last one, so I wasn't the overall champion.
This is him at UC Davis doing, what is that? It's the Davis 6. These are famous rails. Guys still skating today. I don't have a date on this one.
Yeah, I was 7.
7?
Yeah.
This is like when you were filming your first Sponsor Me tape, right?
Yeah.
There was an old skate park that was about 15 minutes from our house, and we would take our kids there to practice. It was an indoor park. It was pretty run down, but we ended up getting to know the owners, and they wanted out, so we bought the skate park from them. So we were there 6 days a week as a family, and of course, he's like a 7-year-old kid. What's he gonna do? He's gonna skate all day.
Those are the 4 boys, their dad, all geared up. So it's definitely a family affair.
Nija's dad pretty much shaped Nija into this kind of non-stop skateboard machine from the age of 4.
Rob, your deck is awesome.
Yeah, you inspired me very much.
Can I get a couple of photos?
This one's kind of worn off already because it was right after I met you last year. And then, did you really do everything kind? So I can remember to be kind. And then your C list.
Unbelievable, man.
And I wanted to have this tattooed on me, but I didn't get a chance.
Oh, man. This is
So
what I said.
next year,
Look, this is
maybe
what I
it'll be
said
right here.
last year, no
Last year,
tattoos.
he told me no tattoos.
You're just straight defiant. The whole
Defiant,
next
that's
level
right.
got my
Damn it.
name and my face on it, guys.
Rob Dyrdek, he's always got his hands in some sort of pot trying to create something. That really comes from when we weren't making lots of money as skateboarders, you know?
I have much respect for Rob just starting Street League and really taking contest skating to the next level, creating something completely new.
He's been talking about doing Street League since before he was ever the guy that people in pop culture know him as now.
Oh my God, can you sign my work? I'm sorry, can I have a hug?
Hug it out. Let's hug it.
Oh my God, my mom loves you.
Initially, I first took on sort of the skate park industry, right? And I built the world's first skate plaza and built it in my hometown in Ohio. All the world's best pros came out. This is in 2005, and it was a $50,000 first prize that Chris Cole won, and that was sort of the pilot for what Street League would eventually become.
Thank you for making the best contest ever.
Thank you. Hope you enjoy yourself.
He's basically taking something that's always been on the fringes, you know, skateboarding, and he's thrusting it into the mainstream.
This is not just another skateboarding contest. This is Street League skateboarding.
This isn't a small production, so it's like he's putting a ton of money into each of these, and there's no guarantee that it's gonna catch on.
He's got so much riding on it. He's given away more money than probably all the contests in the entire 80s and 90s together. This is a gamble. You know, the last thing you want to do is fail at your dream.
Hey. Hey, Dean. This is the flying dog. Yes. Yes. Can you give us another yawn? Oh, right in the mouth. Right in the mouth.
We shoot a lot more than 6 photos to get this. It's like the best of the best from that all work together.
Yep.
So, cool. So, you know, for you, I think, you know, with this watch, like, we put together like these mood boards. Some of the color treatments that we put on the photos and portraits can have this like kind of yellow, like, luminescent feel. Maybe some like hardware, a Plan B skate tool and cars, like, you know, either from your Benz, or do you still have a Ferrari?
Yeah, I do. Steve has it though. I let him borrow it.
Okay.
He traded me his truck.
If there's like any objects that mean things to you, you know, a lot of that stuff gives the abs a personal touch.
Right. I like this pool table room. It's pretty mellow. My grandma makes these for me.
Yeah.
I have so many of them. They're all hung up in my room. Oh, look at that. Grandma just hooked me up fat with a $100 gift certificate to Starbucks. Wonder how long that's been on there.
How old are you in that photo?
8.
Dang.
Ryan, at a super early age, became basically a businessman.
Last season on Life of Ryan.
Are you ready to meet Ryan Sheckler?
You know, he had TV shows, like all of these things that kind of have nothing to do with him on his skateboard.
My career took me all over the world, and I learned a lot. I learned the more successful I became.
Ryan Sheckler from San Clemente joins us.
The crazier my life got.
It catapulted him into superstardom. His dynamic as a professional skateboarder is unlike anything in history.
Cool. Before you peel it off, just like lean down and kind of inspect it again like you're just doing.
Because he has such a female teenage conglomerate that loves him, and all these obligations that he has as like a celebrity, it does take away from his ability to skate as much as maybe some of the other guys.
Oh, I can't even breathe back here. Let's do these quick.
Okay. And it affects his ability to win this contest.
One more. All right, cool. The victory at Street League is a purely self-motivated feeling. You just want to do it, just to have that trophy. I don't even know what it feels like to win one. I haven't. So I can imagine, though, that it would be one of those just weight off your chest. Finally happened, it's done.
With or without competition, I skateboard every day. That's just my life. I'm never preparing for a contest. I'm always trying to prepare for skateboarding. My goal is perfecting skateboarding, which is not possible. You can never do everything there is to do, but I approach it like maybe if I practice hard enough or try long enough, maybe one day I will. You know, that's what keeps me hungry. I just try and prepare to be a better skateboarder, and in theory, if I'm doing that, everything else, all these other goals, potential competition wins or whatnot, should fall in place on their own.
The only way that you can continue to progress in skateboarding is if you have internal self-imposed pressure, because there's no one else telling you to do it. There's no one else to tell you to jump down these stairs or get on this handrail or spend 3 hours on this manual or ledge trick. The only person that's putting pressure on you is you.
Try and make sure I go into Street League feeling 100% physically, just keep my mind focused on it, and I just give a real strong prayer the morning of a competition. I really admire and really believe the things that Jesus spoke about. And Jesus was my entry level into spirituality, so I look at Jesus as, you know, he's the Don.
Same high. No, that doesn't work either. There we go. Have you seen this?
Is this just all of them?
Yeah. I think so. You can get them all in. I guess that's always kind of like been my role is like, I don't know, there's always somebody that can do tricks, you know? And I guess my kind of role has been, I absolutely love skating, and then I'll continue until like far beyond reason, you know? It's kind of like a never give up thing, and like, nowadays, like I'll pick and choose my battles a little bit wiser, and so I was like, I was gonna try it until I made it. So it was like 3 hours of trying the thing. What's funny too is the one that I made, I don't remember making. I remember trying it a ton, and then the one I made, like it was almost like a blackout, and then I was riding away. You kind of have to have smarts about it. That was unnecessary, but it was unnecessary like slamming the same way, so it was a lot of pain, but it's over. I told myself that I would never do anything like it again.
It's funny because Chris he's not old by any means, but in the context of Street League and in the context of who he's up against for this championship, he's the older guy.
It's funny because my body's changed, and it gets sore now. Like, it didn't get sore when I was a kid. And it gets, like, now I'm used to it being sore, all the time sore.
I once described Chris Cole as a bear running through the forest, tearing down trees. Right? He's just like a giant man. And, you know, the reality, he's so good. You know, arguably the best guy in the entire league. Again, another massive competitor who's won everything in all of skateboarding and has had a chance to win a Street League contest on different occasions on his final trick and did not land that trick.
Oh, and it gets away the co-grind, so he will not get his first win.
It's so nice here because you're just in the middle of nowhere. You just look around and it's just like, so sick. Pretty much just like dreamland for skaters. Just everything you want. Came here as a camper once and skated a contest. I was probably like 8, dude. And I ended up taking 2nd place. And that was like the first time I came as a camper. And I remember like I was so homesick, like I had my parents come pick me up. It was like a 14-hour drive. I don't know, go where these kids are running. I think they're going somewhere. They're going on the hunt, so.
Yeah, I found a shirt.
You found one?
Yeah.
Where at?
Under a tree.
Sick.
I really need to find one.
They're going right now. I don't know, go follow them. I haven't won a contest in a while. I think that's what I really work for, is like just to like have that feeling back. It's up for the taking, you know? But what's bad is one little mistake and that's it.
Chaz Ortiz in 2nd place. If he does not land this trick, Nigel Houston wins again.
He will be a top-level professional street skater in Street League for the next 15 years, at least, till he's like 30, till that body starts breaking down.
What's cool about skating is no one can skate for you. You're your own team.
Chaz Ortiz is just, man, he is so damn consistent.
As good as he is, he doesn't have that upper echelon respect that all these other guys have. And he is relentlessly fighting to prove that he is one of the elite, and winning this contest would do that for him.
Ah, man. Ah, mec, on m'a appuyé sur la boule du tibia en mode genre c'est horrible.
For Bastian, the stakes are so much higher than anyone else in the league. Some of these guys make millions of dollars, and he's a guy that's just still getting a check enough to pay rent. He had to go and film in a skate park and get voted in Europe to even get here.
It's at the limit, huh? For sure.
I heard about this EU selection for the Street League, so I was like, I know those guys, and like, I want to be over there skating with those guys. It's like the highest contest, and I grew up doing every contest you can imagine. Next thing I know, they tell me you're on, so I was really excited about that for sure. It's a life changer.
And in the middle of the foot where you're starting pushing, it hurts too. Yeah, there. You can feel like there's like little rocks inside when he's pushing, it goes like.
Yeah, I have a heel bruise that never goes away.
Why is it cracking every time you push?
Because you have adhesions that have formed in the plantar fascia, and that's why we have to break them up.
He basically came into this league this year on a wing and a prayer, and you know, really, I think struggles to make his way all the way to even get to the events. And that prize money that he wins is incredibly important on being able to pay for his trip.
You're flexible. Yeah, I did ballet dancing for years.
Entering Street League, for sure, I'm an underdog and I have to prove it all. Actually, winning the championship would be just insane because it's like, okay, you're back, but now you're back and you're on the top.
Bastian was kind of like the dude for a while.
He put out amazing parts, and I grew up watching him.
He blows my mind every time I watch him skate.
He would win contests, all these European contests, and he'd come stateside. And he kind of had this like streak going. Like if Bastian was skating in the contest, he was definitely walking away with on the podium, like top 3 or something. And then he kind of just disappeared.
Luan is the skater's skater. The way that he does certain tricks is what makes skateboarding so beautiful. His hard flip is so beautifully done that it stuns a crowd. You know, it stuns all of his peers.
Perfeito, Ruba. Perfeito para dar várias manobras aí, aprender, treinar para campeonato. E esse aqui é onde eu mais curto andar, assim, no dia a dia. Ficar curtindo com meus amigos, trocando ideia, andando por aqui, dando umas manobras. He's like a skating piece of art, dude. Like, his skating is so beautiful. Ó, tem que ser com o tail. Tem que ser com o tail. Ou com o nose. Tail. Como escolher? Essa aqui.
I think Luan's a rad kid. I think he has been through a lot personally in his life.
Então, como eu não fui criado pela minha mãe e meu pai, eu fui criado pela minha avó e meu avô, eles me ajudaram muito, me incentivaram muito desde o começo e me falavam coisas boas, sabe, para me incentivar e continuar na minha caminhada.
Skateboarding is Luan's savior, man, in the realest way.
Não, tem que aparecer, cara. Depois ensina também. Vocês são as únicas pessoas na minha vida, então vocês têm que aparecer. Já contrataram aquele pessoalzinho já pra vir? Meu tio. I used to live in the middle, like, nowhere in Brazil, like, so gnarly, like, next to the hood. Yeah, next to the prison and shit. So funny, dude. Back in the days, my friend, like, oh, can I stay in your house? Yeah, sure. I live in a ghetto, you know? They're like, yeah, right, let's go. When they get there, like, damn.
The ghetto in the ghetto.
Yeah. Not anymore, thank God. I've seen so many people die and shit. Yeah, I never tell that. Never tell no one that, like, nobody that. So, no. And then Caesar changed my life. Helped me a lot. He used to give me like food every month for like 3 years, I think. I'm not sure. Every month, you know? For my like grandma and shit. So sick. Helped it a lot. A lot. If it wasn't skateboarding, I don't know what the hell I was gonna like doing right now. Just probably selling drugs or even that, like probably that right now. So I gotta think every minute, you know, of everything. Everything.
Yeah, soak it up, marinate, sting heavy, still flow like featherweight, man pack me out, man pack me out.
Crazy thing about Nigel when he's little, and he's still like this today, is that he's very routine. So when we had that skate park, he would come in every day and he would practice his bag of tricks in a particular order. And he wouldn't let himself move on until he landed all of them in a line. So he was just that focused at that young, and he actually wouldn't allow himself to go have fun and skate and learn new stuff in the park till he landed this line.
Nigel Houston to me is the quiet assassin, man. He was born to be an elite competitive skateboarder. You know, I don't even know if he went to school when he was young. I just think his dad had him training on nollie flips and tray flips and kickflip back tail since he was like 10. That's why he's so superior at 17.
I guess I was kind of held down by my dad a little bit. He was always really strict and really protective.
He was Nigel's manager, his father, his mentor, you know, his personal filmer, a photographer possibly. Like, he was basically the Earl Woods of the skateboard world.
My dad would pretty much be at the skate park every day, but a day that he wouldn't be there and my mom would just be like, yes, I can go out and like skate and have fun with my friends. Because when I was around my dad, I pretty much wasn't allowed to have friends. I was pretty much had to focus on skateboarding. I would be like sick or something, and I'd just like want to chill for the day, and he'd be like, no, you have to go out there and skate.
What about school?
School? My dad could care less about school. All he wanted me to focus on was skateboarding, you know? And didn't want me to even worry about going to school or having a backup plan.
So what are we working on today?
Yeah, just the knee.
The knee? Is it how it's the shoulder and stuff too?
It feels good, yeah, it feels good, yeah.
No problem at all?
No.
So just the knee?
Yeah.
And when's your next street league?
This weekend.
That's,
The final one.
the final, the big one.
The one that matters.
The one that matters. You pretty much know every trick you're gonna do before you even start?
Basically.
And then you just try and, like if something maybe doesn't work out as well or something?
Yeah, well, yeah, I always have like a few extra choices, so if one trick isn't working out, I can switch it up.
Right there, hitting it.
Yeah. Oh wait, gee, did I tell you that I'm moving out on my own?
You did, and you told me something about Huntington?
Yeah. Kind of expensive, but probably because it's like sort of close to the beach.
Close to the beach?
Yeah.
How big's the place?
5-bedroom. Pool, jacuzzi.
Yeah, but that just means that all the boys are gonna want to stay at your house.
Plenty of room for beer pong. It's a good place.
It's like real life entourage. I feel sorry for your neighbors though. How's that feel?
Good. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think we're good to go. Sit.
When you have a child, as soon as the child's born, it's just immediate instinct kicks in. Okay, what do you want? What do you need? What can I do? You need a diaper? Cool, done. You need a bottle? Done. You see this child and you have this overwhelming just love that's unconditional, and you're just, yeah, whatever you need. What? Yeah, what do you want? Like, I got you. Like, it's just like that. So it doesn't even feel like a sacrifice. It's definitely a little bit different, especially a little bit different now since her mother and I separated. That adjustment has been weird.
What's up, dudes?
What's up? Yeah. Hey, I got this new property. You want to look at it?
Yeah, hell yeah. I was used to 7 years of, you know, like family home style life, you know. And so that's the adjustment that was more tough, because Heaven didn't understand why I wasn't at home every day, or why I didn't live there, or why she would just see me in little increments, you know. That is still hard for me, because she still always asks me, like, when you come stay with me, when you know, like, I want you to live here forever.
We have an appointment at this one.
Yeah, this one I like.
Nice floors. I like that office.
Ah, rich mahogany. Well, they got the theater seats, not quite the theater.
Yeah.
Well, that's why my whole motivation is to get a house, because, you know, I moved in with these guys and we got this place, but that was just a temporary solution because it was just an immediate need to, just need somewhere to live, you know. And it's been great, obviously. I love my friends and living with them, but I need to get a home because I want Heaven to live with me half the week. These look like Hobbit doors. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. Oh, they said termites? Damn, harsh.
I saw some kids skate by my grandmother's house,
and I was sitting inside, and I wanted to be that dude. And so at that moment, I was like, I need a skateboard. So I started asking my mom, and she was a nurse, so she was really worried and like didn't give me one. And then I kept asking, and I was obsessed with skateboarding for 2 years. And my mom finally got me a skateboard. And it was a 2-year event, which like right now I can't imagine having the willpower that my mom had. Like if my son started asking me for something and then 2 years later I got it for him.
Not that far. You look like you're doing a great job. Yeah, I'll hit you in the ankle, bud. Watch out for that.
For the first year, I skated by myself in front of my house. Nobody skated with me. I skated the street dead in front of my house and never went around the block or anything. And then the second year, I started going around the block and like skating around the block. And so a lot of tricks that I do, I thought I made up. Turns out that somebody had made them up before me, but I fully thought I made them up because I was all alone, just like figuring it out.
Okay, well, I'll take my stuff out of it. I don't use it. It's rad. Oh, you know, we do have, Dylan asked for a couple more signed decks, so I put a couple more in the conference room if you wouldn't mind signing them.
The last 4 or 5 years, I've become a lot closer with my parents on both sides. I got my mom back. I never really lost her. It just got to the weird point where she was my manager and also my mom. And, you know, the whole thing with my parents, and then all this stuff was going on, and I couldn't deal with it. You know, she would call me as, you have this meeting today, and then jump into like, oh, but you know, you're blah, 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 saying this and this. I'm like, well, who are you right now? Like, I don't even know who you, like. So it just got too much business over, like, actual mother, so. But we handled it. Everything's great. We have a great relationship, me and my whole family, and we're rocking and rolling.
Got glasses, right?
Yeah.
Then we could go and eat and then come cruise back and just go straight up to like a skate park.
My dad's the most amazing dude out. I can talk to him about anything. He's always been at my contests. He's the guy I talk to before I skate. If I'm gonna do a run, I talk to my dad beforehand, and he makes me calm. He calms me down, and he offers anything if he can, and if he can't, he just always gives me that big bear hug and lets me know that he's there. And my dad's always been an inspiration to me. I've looked up to him my whole life. I still do. He built our first ramps, got me on the first skateboard. I'd be nowhere without him.
Well, good job, Bri.
Almost got it all the way turned. Turn. Good. Cool. When Ryan was born, he always wanted the skateboard. I always thought that crap is too dangerous. But at about 18 months, I took the skateboard off the hooks and put it down on the floor. And dude walked over to it, put a knee on it, and started pushing it like a scooter. And by 2.5, he was standing on it. He would push it like a knee, and then get on it, crawl on it, and he would bomb the driveway. Hey, who are you? And it never, ever, ever ended from there.
Yeah, did you film that?
That was awesome, Ryan.
Holy crap! Yeah, some of them don't even have helmets on.
I know, that's the crazy thing.
Daddy, they're psycho, dude. That's like Devil's Hill.
Good, Ryan. Oh.
I never got into it to create a professional skateboarder, and neither did his mother.
Whoa!
We just got in it and supported him.
Is he ready to do that? Yeah, he's got a 10-footer at home. He comes off it no problem, but I don't know if he'll do it or not. Not today? Don't do it then. There's a lot of nerve to get up there, pal. Don't worry about it. We'll do it next time.
So we got this right here. This is, it was actually my first interview ever in a skateboard magazine. It was in Thrasher too, which is actually pretty sick. And yeah, I was 9 years old. It's crazy to think I was that young. First time I skated the Hollywood 16 rail, feeble grind.
Nyjah has a very different upbringing than almost all kids his age. Ever since I think he was 7 or 8, he's always been in the spotlight of skating.
This whole era right here was kind of when people first started to get to know who I was. So yeah, definitely a very important time in my life right there.
Nyjah was being paid very well as an amateur skater for Element, and it was a considerable amount of money. He was actually getting paid more then, at 12 years old, as an amateur than he gets now. And Damie, their father, decided that we were going to move to Puerto Rico, but he didn't want any of the sponsors to know.
Everything was looking great. He was on Element, you know, all the sponsors coming in. And then there was problems with his dad. His dad started demanding money from his sponsors. Like, I think the number I heard was like 30 grand a year. Just like, if you want my son, you're gonna pay me 30 grand as well.
I think he really wanted to move me and my brothers there to kind of get us away from being able to live a normal life in California, as in like having fun with friends and getting into girls and getting into drinking like that.
After a while, the sponsors were like, hey, well, where's Nyjah? You know, like he used to be in the magazines almost every month, and now we never see him anymore, and we're paying him all this money, and he's not around. That was the first time in my relationship with their dad where I spoke up, and I felt like Damie was putting his opinions in front of what was best for Nyjah. It's just about control. Eventually, Element said, you know, we gotta let it go. We cannot continue to pay this kid because it's a completely unmanageable relationship.
You know, the sponsors didn't want to deal with that, so he got cut from his sponsors and basically fell off the face of the skating earth. It was really crazy because he was, you know, at a young age, he was one of the best already, and then he just disappeared.
At that time, I wasn't living with Nyjah. They were still in Puerto Rico, and I was in California trying to figure out, what am I going to do? My son's whole career is falling apart. He's losing all of his sponsors. And so I took legal action.
There are other callers on the call.
What's up? What's going on? What do you got for me?
I'm glad you're available because we gotta figure this crap out.
Let's see it then.
There it is. This might be your finest work, man. This might be the best thing. This might be your finest piece of work.
He pretty much was the first person to start the whole indoor, perfect environment, perfect course, whole like contest, and it makes such a big difference.
You're gonna either have to do the outlet.
Each time it's a new course, and each time these guys have to show up and adjust to it.
Nobody has an advantage. That's what's so good about this design.
It's a complete shift from everything previous in skateboard contests. It's untested. This isn't like a model that's been kind of tried and true. This is, you know, uncharted waters, and so Rob's, you know, he's definitely taking a risk by doing this.
But this is with the big section having the bump from there, so now you can roll down.
The reason this big section is so good is it's just a hard big section.
What's the big section?
Something big that is not fun to jump down.
I mean, I took a slam in Street League. I hit the ground so hard because I expected to be rolling away, and suddenly I was like on my ass cheek with my feet up, you know what I mean? I literally like feet in the air. My right cheek was like, no, wait. It's not left cheek. Was just black.
You know, a lot of these guys complain it's not more dangerous, it's just harder to skate. And they want it to be as easy as possible. They know like the trick that they had in their mind they wanted to do on the rail on the end of the contest, they can't do now because it's too scary.
This big section is so good for the championship because you have no idea who's gonna win it till it comes down to the end.
Oh yeah, man. Is this it?
Yep. Get it.
We get the course design 1 week prior to the event. And so every single day leading up to it, you're just waiting and waiting and waiting for it. This thing is looking crazy. This outledge right here is looking deadly.
It's unbelievable to every person in all of skateboarding that he hasn't won one. I would equate it to almost like a LeBron type of scenario, you know, where everyone expects you to be a champion. You're one of the greatest to ever do it. You're still better than everyone, still have the tricks to do it. Why are you not doing it?
Whoa, good job, Black.
It's hard. It's really hard to stay in a mode to fully like get into a contest and win and be in a physical place where you can win. I gotta wake up at 6 a.m., get the kids fed and like ready to go to school, drop off my son at school. You have a whole routine. It's really quick to just get pulled out by like, you know, the undertow of life. I've definitely been so busy that I've not skated for like a full week. At times, I wish that I could just not deal with anything and just deal with skateboarding. Just like, you know, you would if you were like a younger dude, no kids, no wife, no house, no companies, none of it.
There's so much nuance in each trick, you know, it's not like just a kickflip, but it's like how did he catch it? What were his legs like? What were his arms like? How high did he do it? How fast was he going? There's all of these little things that make great skateboarding great skateboarding. That's pretty inconceivable for somebody of my age. Like, we grew up and it's like, God, if you could like skate in front of the girl that you had a crush on in high school, that was like an accomplishment without making an ass of yourself. And it's like, these guys are doing tricks that only 10 years ago were reserved for 1, maybe 2 guys. And you know, it maybe took them weeks to land this, and now they're doing it within, you know, 5 to 6 tries.
In order to get to a professional level, you have had to have messed up and fallen and gotten hurt more times than you've landed tricks. It really teaches you persistence and determination. Because to learn it, just a back tail side, where at this point in time as a professional skater, it's considered a basic trick. But when you're a little kid learning it, it took me weeks, months probably to finally get it of trying over and over and over and over and over, and finally you land one, and you're like the happiest person on the planet. So it teaches you the attitude of not really understanding failure.
After being at the top of skateboarding and then falling off and then giving this opportunity to shine again, you know. If he wins, that's going to open up all the doors, from the endorsement deals to board sponsors to shoe sponsors.
I got an edge compared to the ones that don't have kids. I feel like I have 2 hearts instead of 1. I have 4 lungs instead of 2. It's an edge that I have. When I feel tired, exhausted, I have no legs anymore, I just gotta think about my kids, and the batteries are charged, at least for 1 trick, so it's awesome, you know. For personally, and especially in the stage of my life today, with my kids and everything, this would be the most tasteful victory in my life, because I've been doing all those contests for myself, for my career, for my name. But now it's not me only, it's like my family, my son. It would be amazing.
What's up, buddy?
Paul skates with the best in the world, and those are his friends. So it's a competitive thing, but it's a friendly competition.
I don't look at it as like, I gotta practicing. I gotta do, it's just an urge. No different than you gotta eat food. You just have a craving, an urge. You have to do it. You're compelled to do it. That's what got me here. I'm just compelled to, I just have to do it. I love it. I'm blessed and I'm fortunate enough to be, you know, one of the more recognized street skaters. And I think it's only because I had the element of dreaming big. And I bet it would be the same for any of the other guys in Street League. You know, it's no accident that they landed there.
No one in this league has as much pressure on them as Paul Rodriguez. He's supposed to be our Michael Jordan, hands down the highest paid professional street skateboarder in history. He is the face of Nike. Target, this is Mountain Dew. They don't pay him millions of dollars because he should be getting 4th place. It's very prestigious to win a Street League event. It's nearly impossible. Only a few guys can even say they've done it, and even fewer can say that they're champions.
So give it up for Nigel Houston for being our first overall champion.
It's become this new element that's essential to your professional career.
You, my friend, are the 2011 Street League champion. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. It's like an NBA title, man.
Why is Street League the pinnacle of street skateboarding contests?
Because there's nothing else matters. Everything else sucks.
It's totally serious.
A lot of these other contests, they have, you know, skateboarding, BMX, motocross, all that. And I got respect for all of those other disciplines, don't get me wrong. But like the general public combines us all together as this one action sports. You don't go to a basketball game and watch a football game and a baseball game all in the same place, you know what I mean? So it's like Street League, it's just our own arena, our own big stage, ours, skateboarding, that's it.
You ready to roll?
Yeah, I'm out of here. I'll see you when I get back.
I had a 2-year span where I didn't have Nija in my presence. And I struggled through the court system to get my children back. And when I got them back, that's when a lot of the negative energy was really, really present. They had just spent 2 years with their dad without me, and he had basically brainwashed them that I had ruined the family and I abandoned them. And so when I first got them back from the courts, I mean, I was like the bad guy. Nigel was actually in the courtroom. His dad thought it was a good idea, I don't know why, to bring Nigel into the courtroom. And the judge looked at Nigel and said, "You're telling me you haven't seen your mother in 2 years?" And he said, "Well, I saw her one time, she was in the stands at a contest." And the judge was like, "Well, you're going with your mom today." And that was it. And then I had to physically get him into the car, and yeah. When I got Nigel back, he was 15, and when I first got him back, he was completely unsocialized with his own peer group. He had never had friends. He had never had relations with a girl. He didn't know what to do with himself because he had never had freedom. He had never had freedom to choose what kind of clothes he likes to wear, or choose what kind of music he likes to listen to, or choose what kind of food he likes to eat.
I was raised vegan for the first 15 years of my life because my dad was a really strict vegan.
I think he's completely normal now, completely. One thing that I do notice is that he feels that he always has to have friends around him, making up for lost time.
Gas, brake, dip, cook, steak, knife, chef, butter, oh my God.
Yeah, I just gotta try to keep myself in partying a couple nights before the contest, stay focused, and make sure I get good rest. Yeah, sometimes I get kind of crazy before the night of the finals. The last Ontario contest that I won two street leagues ago, I got like 3 hours of sleep before the contest. That was crazy. Yeah, somehow I was still able to pull it together. But this one's definitely important enough where I'm not gonna let that happen.
Elijah now has his own house.
Where's the rabbit at? My friend has it right now.
Still split?
Yeah, I don't have time to take care of that little shit. I mean, it's cool every now and then.
For me, it's been fun to watch him go through the process because at first, you know, you go over and there's just kids sleeping in every corner, kids sleeping under the table, kids sleeping in the hallway. And now, you know, he's weeding out the permanent visitors.
Are you still talking about chicks from last night? Wow. Dude. David's insane.
I got 6 girls coming over tonight.
6 girls.
For me, it's been beautiful to watch him have choices and make mistakes. It's important for your kids to go through that, you know, whereas he didn't have that before. He had no choice.
The first Edison electricity bill, I'm pretty sure. Maybe we gotta handle this. I don't know how to pay a bill. Well, I'll do it. He's got to fork the cash, obviously.
Can you pay it by card?
Yeah, I can call and do it, yeah. Hey, you can call, you can do it online. It's crazy.
So where is his dad now?
Well, he doesn't reveal that to us. When the children have gotten a package on their birthday from him, he uses his mother's address as a return address, but it's stamped in the Los Angeles zip code at the Los Angeles post office. So that I can only assume that he's in the Los Angeles area.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him for a while. I mean, like, I would love to talk to him, but I mean, he's never contacted me throughout the past time. So, I mean, I'm not gonna go out of my way to contact him because he's like the father figure, you know. Like, I just feel like that's more of his responsibility than mine. No matter what happens, I'm still his son, and then he's got my brothers and my little sister too that he hasn't talked to for a while. So I mean, hopefully he comes around soon. I'd love to be able to still have a good relationship with him. I think it would be awesome.
Ryan Sheckler to me is this ball of hunger and desire, and he's been right on the doorstep so many times, and he skates so hard in every event. You see the hunger of what he's capable of, but he has yet to win one.
He's skating every warehouse and every park and every place he possibly can right now. And that is a testament to his fortitude to try to come in here this year and freaking put a nail in the coffin of a championship.
I want to win them all. I wanted to win all of them, and it just hasn't worked out.
After last year's performance in the championship, I know Sheckler definitely has something to prove. You know, he was one of the first guys to get eliminated, didn't even get really a chance at the title.
It's tiring to see people say, oh, Ryan's done, Ryan's done. He's 23 years old. Are you kidding me? We're promoting brands, and we're done when we say we're done. We're not done. But winning the Street League would be cataclysmic for Ryan.
Toughest competitor you'll meet.
No prisoners.
Puts 100% on the line no matter what. He never goes the safe route.
I'm gonna pull out some new tricks for this one for sure. A couple nollie tricks, a couple switch tricks, and you know, I've been working on the full cab flip a lot just because I like that trick and it does well for me. Taking a solid slam can either really hurt you or just piss you off. And for me, it normally just pisses me off. It hurts, but it's like it's more of an adrenaline rush to like be able to trick your brain and be like, that didn't hurt, we're doing this again. Once it gets to like the 4th or 5th hard slam in a row, then you kind of reevaluate what you're trying. Step 1, don't be a pussy. Step 2, commit.
Ah, you mother...
Just do it.
There's no more famous professional skateboarder in Street League than him. And with that comes this massive endorsement deals and millions of dollars. You are expected to win. You are Ryan Sheckler, all you do is win. That pressure in the first years was mind-blowing for him.
Give up.
These guys show up in the new city, they got one day to kind of feel it out and get comfortable with it, and then the next day, it's, you know, the contest is on.
How you feeling, Chris? Sore. Really, really sore.
I'm out here trying to get a Chris Cole victory, man.
Hey, you know what? That makes 2 of us.
11 contests in.
Is that how many it's been? Yeah. I've cried 11 tears.
If you keep waxing that, you're gonna catch a fine. We're implementing wax fines for anyone that comes from the valley.
What happens when somebody gets stuck and breaks their whole face off? Is there a reverse fine back?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Payback. Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh my god. Splatter. Oh my god.
Thing's big. It's really big, actually.
The big section is big, they're scary. Like, normally trying those tricks that I would try in the big section, if I was in the street, I'd be rolling up 10, 15, 20 times before I even try it once. But you have to try it right there. You have to just try it right now.
So, before you attempt a big trick, you talk into your hat.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying a prayer, like, you know, ask for protection. You know, I consider myself a man of faith, believing in a higher power, and I feel like one prayer is good enough, you know? So my prayers have developed almost into like an OCD. Like, the more nervous I get, the more I feel compelled to do that.
Nigel, how bad do you want this event versus other contests that you've skated in?
So bad, yeah. By far the most important one. And also, I think, I wouldn't say it's good that I lost the last stop, but I think that's another reason why I have a lot of motivation to make it happen.
He's broken, he's mad.
Rob, are you taking us to dinner? You want to go to like a really... We've already made friends by you to people.
I'm in. Gotta go find Shaq later tonight.
You find him. You bring him back here. Oh my God.
The course is big, and it hurts.
I love competing. That's why we do it. We have a running joke, second place is the first loser. Everybody gets mad at me when I say that, but my sons and I, we take the comedy out of that. Second place, your first loser. Of course it's not a loser, but we want to win. From the moment Ryan was born, whatever we did and whatever Ryan witnessed us doing as a family, we did it to win it. Anything from a company picnic where Gretchen and I were doing a sack potato race and a wheelbarrow race, Gretchen and I had to win. And Ryan got all that.
I'm swinging tomorrow. Swinging, kicking heads off. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Let me know if you guys do anything tonight.
Every guy who's there at Street League is as good as it gets on this planet Earth. So the difference between one guy winning and another is not talent. It's all mental. It's all how you handle that pressure, or do you even perceive it as pressure. If you go there already mentally defeated, then you might as well just not even get on the plane to go there. Everyone's on a similar talent level. It's not the talent that really changes the situation. It's where your head's at.
Tonight. Nigel or T-Rock? Or, because I mean, it's going to be there. Yeah. Or Chazit, or anybody.
Rob Dyrdek, you really outdid yourself with this course for this championship, man.
You have one day to skate your life on the line to become the champion. And I mean, every one of these guys is so hungry. And I'm already feeling the nerves in my gut. I know how they're feeling.
Just after everyone gets introduced and those lights turn on, that's when it's go time.
Tail slide, coming in hot to the quarter pipe gap. Frontside ollie so effortlessly. Blazing through that nose grind. It's a great start. Oh. Huge kickflip. He shook those nerves right there, Sal, and cleaned up that run.
contests when Bastian was entering them to what contests are now have changed so dramatically. Now he's come back, but it's like this whole new generation. It's the Chazes and the Nijas and the P-Rods and stuff, and these guys are like surgical with their tricks and their approach, and it's like Bastian's a little bit more of a wild card.
And here we go right now with Bastian Salabanzi. Bastian sets it off his story, though. Bastian Salabanzi, our rookie. And you heard Rob all season saying this guy could easily be a champion this year.
100% Street League kind of brought him back into the spotlight that he deserved this whole time.
Flip, one of Bastian's signature tricks. See, looks like he's nursing a cramp there.
Push, 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 push. Contract, contract, contract. Remember, if you have cramp here, contract here. Okay.
Ow!
Good. Other side. I know, other side. Nice and easy. Good. There it is. There it was, okay? Cool.
It was super painful, but also the adrenaline and, 8-hour fly, almost 12-hour trip to be there. I wasn't gonna let some rules get in my way. So I tried to skate past that.
So let's see what he's got. We have any guys from Houston fans out there?
It must be pretty bizarre now for Nyjah to not even see his dad in the stands.
Nyjah Houston told you, Felix, that this is the most important contest of his life.
Nyjah taking the championship this year probably would mean a lot to both himself and his mom.
That was offensive.
Kind of shows Nyjah has blossomed into his own and is not really reliant on his father's tutelage to be a champion.
Nyjah Houston has been the most dominant man in competitive skateboarding for the last few years. Oh, I think he might catch Sheckler. That was a strong finish. There he is. He called it. He said he does not like to be at the bottom, even if it means by 1/10 of a point.
I don't know about this contest, dude. I'm really nervous. I don't know how I'm gonna skate that rail. I have to.
What's wrong with the rail?
It's so big. It's huge.
It's just gnarly.
Yeah, I just gotta close my eye and fuck it.
Well, the young man from Brazil, Luan Oliveira, his first final in Street League. Here he is in the run section. Rob, how are you, sir? We were just commenting on Luan and the pressure that he knows with this elimination run.
Man, it's cold out here. When you're at this level of competition and this much pressure, you got to put it down when it matters, man. With that, he's eliminated.
Unfortunately, that is going to be it right there for Luan Oliveira first, but put your hands together for him. He has another.
I know I don't have a chance to win this contest, but I'm blessed just to be here. I feel really happy, just able to skate next to P-Rod, all those guys. So it's dope.
5 attempts, 1 score. Chaz, crooked dry nollie flip out, so effortless. Nyjah coming in for this third midsection. Oh, wow! Man. Bastian Salabanzi, now he needs to really assert himself.
He relishes the crowd, the excitement, and I wanted him to come in and put that trick down and pound his chest and double peace sign moonwalk.
Really, he's just the most unique individual, eccentric, just a classic individual. I think he's the Muhammad Ali of skateboarding.
Look at the smile on his face.
I actually pray for him to do well because I really want to see how hyped he gets. It makes me happy.
Chris Cole now sitting in that elimination spot. He's at risk. Nine Club! Next up, Paul Rodriguez. crooked grind. Nollie front foot flip out. 9.6. 9-5, everybody. 9-5. And now Paul in first. Up next, the 2012 defending champion, Sean Malto. Here's Sheckler. Oh, huge calf flip. Loses it a little bit on the landing. Sean Malto could use some insurance here because Sheckler could catch him fairly simply. With just one run to go, if Sheckler has a make, Malto could be that guy in the bubble. Sheckler's got to go big here. Definitely wants to switch seats with Sean Malto.
I was very nervous. You hear the people in the stands rooting against. I try to block it out, and going into that championship, I was just really trying to channel positive energy.
Here's Sheckler, needs to get out of this spot. Than the other one that he did, so I don't think that one's getting scored. Yeah, he laid it out. He's struggling. Sean Malto needs to put some pad on his score as Sheckler is right behind him on that bubble spot. Inside nose grind sticks at the end. He is now going to sit and watch his destiny in Ryan Sheckler's hands. That's crazy. Malto's future in his hands. Sheckler's future's in his hands. Here it is. We've lost our champion. Our defending champion, Sean Malto, is on the sidelines right now, and P-Rod's in the lead. Rob, how do you think it's going to go down here in the big section?
It's going to be a full-fledged battle. I mean, every one of these guys wants to win it. They're all so close in points, and it's going to come down to who can do the 4 absolute hardest tricks on this very dangerous big section. Ryan Sheckler just told me every time he bails, he hates this thing because it's killing his feet, but I told him 20 more minutes and you could be hoisting up a championship trophy.
At the end of these 6 attempts, we are going to have a champion. Bastian will be first. The best score that Salabanzi has had this season in the big section, a 9.2. That's what he needs right now.
I got nollie cramps in my right leg. If I
That's all I can do.
Hey, you have 5 minutes.
It was super painful.
Why are you out there nervous and not breathing? Stop that shit. Breathe and focus. Move around, move around, move. Motion, range of motion, range of motion.
Let's do it! Captain Excitement, anything goes here. Let's see what he's got. That's the second bail for Salabanzi. That is going to take him out of the championship conversation. Here's Chaz Ortiz. His next 2 scores critical. He has to make. He needs a 4.7. Chaz Ortiz needs to drop that low score of a 6.2. He needs a 9.1.
Here we go with Chaz Ortiz, 10 out of 10.
Remember what Rob told me earlier, no one has won Street League by completing their last trick. Chris Cole needs a 9.1. He's capable of it.
He's heading, it looks like he's heading for the outledge again. Solid strategist.
This leaderboard is going to slide up and down through this whole big section. Incredible. Needed a 6.0, gets an 8.9.
On course.
7.5.
Paul Rodriguez back to the top.
Back to the lead.
Every try counts here towards the end.
Ryan Sheckler needs an 8.1.
Oh, the hard foot gets away from him.
It was just an emotional depression hurricane came over everybody, and him included. It chokes me up right now even thinking about it, but yeah, it was a bad deal. You know, Ryan hates to lose. We all do.
Chris Cole was in the lead for a hot second, needs a 9.2 now. Nigel Houston is currently in the lead. Is someone going to give him a challenge? Chris Cole needs this 9.1. Oh, he just falls back.
It was just so happened that there was another dude that was just ripped that day.
1 or 2 misses, and you're suddenly out of the conversation. Early on, it did not look like it was going to be easy. Whoever hoists this trophy at the end of the day deserves it.
Frontside nose slide. Definitely one of the most difficult tricks done on this rail so far.
He's back where he likes to be, in the lead. Of note, Nigel has not missed a trick.
It's a street league shootout. Ball switch counter grind.
It is 7.3. Paul Rodriguez back now into first place. This is not common Nigel territory.
Nigel Houston, backside 270 lip slide. Taking a couple steps up the leaderboard.
All he needed was a 3.5 and 8.3.
Right to the top.
First bail after 3 in a row. You can see the frustration. He had an opportunity to really open up the gap. Here we are. Final attempt. This is it. It's coming down to Nigel and Paul Rodriguez. Paul Rodriguez needs a 7.3 to be the 2012 Street League champion. No one has ever won the championship before on the last trick. Can Paul be the first?
Can he do it? Paul Rodriguez getting to that.
Tell the people what it feels like to be the champion.
It feels awesome and it feels right. What happened last year was so wrong, to put it simple, you know, to win the first three and then to unfortunately not be able to take home the championship. So that was all my motivation to make it happen this year, and I just couldn't be happier.
That was probably one of the best days of his life. I mean, he was so excited.
Give it up for this kid!
And you were too.
Yes.
Yeah, soak it up, marinate. Sting heavy, still float like a featherweight. Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, soak it up, marinate. Sting heavy, still float like a featherweight. Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao. Hey, soak it up, marinate. Sting heavy, still float like a featherweight. Hella high, levitate. She go, oh, meditate. Get low, now elevate. Don't hesitate, no, we eatin', get a plate. We speaking, hella great. Too slow, accelerate. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, selling, telling, and gaming, showing, improving, and earning, learning, swerving, and freaking, and geeking, and keeping it 100. Man, you really don't really want it. I really go on it. Really though, $1 million. Holler, wish I was a little bit taller. Cool water, sprinkle me. Sugar, that's my sister. Kool-Aid. Yeah, soak it up, marinate. Sting heavy, still float like a featherweight. Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, soak it up, marinate. Sting heavy, still float like a featherweight. Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao. Bitch, I'm Tom York. Bitch, I'm James Murphy. Bitch, I'm James Kirkland. Tank Dirt tryna box me and lock me. Watch me, I'm working. You lames hurting, my brain's working. See me laughing, my taffy, happy rappy. Don't ask me. Dudes tryna act like they know a dude, but dude. Now, ladies. Work it out. Cigarette in your mouth, pull it out. Stop, pout. Go ahead, girl, live it up, life it out. Let me wipe it out. Take a break. How I feel now? You like it? Let's see how the hook sounds again right here. Yeah, soak it up, marinate. Sting heavy, still float like a featherweight. Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, soak it up, marinate. Sting heavy, still float like a featherweight. Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao. Gas, break, dip, cook, steak, knife, chef, butter. Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt, swag, whoop, dumb, 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 etc. Yeah, soak it up, marinate. Sting heavy, still float like a feather. Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, yeah, soak it up, marinate, sting heavy, still float like a featherweight, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao.